on being the change. Abject poverty, casual neglect, apathy, and institutionalized resistance. That's what faced 4 people: a male lady, Jody; Bob, a retired gentleman; Morning, a strong-willed woman; and myself, a retired architect turned visual artist, who all decided to find a way to change the very atmosphere of depression in one corner of Muskegon, Michigan. Nonconformists all, unwilling to color inside the lines, we asked, what can we do to help build some sense of community? What is it that we all share in common? The answer is food. We all need to eat. A garden could sustainably provide food and community. Love Community Garden, taking its name from Love Fellowship Baptist Church, who owned the property, had its humble beginnings based on that premise. The pastor agreed to allow us to have a garden on his church property, even though none of us are members of his church. In the early days, we planted in the ground, which was old landfill and buried bricks and building debris. Made rototilling very slow and near impossible, but we prevailed. Application for a Healthy Communities grant to construct raised beds the next season resulted in 5 months of meetings, spreadsheets, lists dictating what we could and could not do. Faced with obstructive rules and conditions, and recognizing that the grant-writing mechanisms of the entrenched local agencies and associations were more of a hindrance than a help, we decided to opt out of the cycle in order to become part of the solution and not part of the problem. Opting out proved to be more difficult than it sounded. It created a barrage of threats, political posturing, even personal attacks. However, our tenacious Morning stood her ground, vocalizing our collective frustration. Get out of the way, she said, and insisting that we were a viable existing project before the grant, and we could not alter our course nor accept outside control unless all of the gardeners agreed. All of the time clutching her list of additional residents she had spent the winter gathering by door-knocking to be part of the new grant-funded raised bed approach to gardening. It was imperative the garden continue as non-faith-based, never to be used for political gain, and be about people free of politics and rules set forth by agencies and associations that only tend to isolate and repel people instead of engaging and aiding them. Last but not least, we felt we needed to resist the official tendency to marginalize neighborhood people by labeling them. The temptation to use fashionable labels may seem nifty for writing a master's thesis or a grant application, but we view it as damaging and neither productive nor kind. In the end, we used some of the grant money, but we did it our way. Our burgeoning garden attracted support, and besides the pastor and the church congregation, we had Mike, a dynamic businessman and respected member of the Fruitport Lions, who, after witnessing Morning be more than a little vocal at a city commissioners meeting, introduced himself. Shortly thereafter, Mike embraced the garden and its intent, and with that came more ideas, followed by more people that wanted to be the change but never knew where to begin. Beds were built, fresh, healthy soil delivered, plants grew. The garden acquired a pump, and with a view toward sustainability, had a rainwater collection system designed and installed by a member who you'll hear more about later. The next season, Harvey Linenbottom, a radical rabbit, appeared, abducting the mascot toad from the local establishment, the Tipsy Toad Tavern, and held him for ransom. $1 gazillion, lettuce, candy, and some pansies, read the note. The proprietors of the Tipsy Toad held a fundraiser to rescue their beloved toad, and we had some cash again. Harvey has since mellowed and taken a more positive role, even with a Facebook page, and continues to be active in our efforts. We have sold potholders, worked festivals, flipping burgers and doing puppet shows, sold calendars, made crafts to sell at farmers markets, served pizzas, had concerts, sold popcorn, and by being out and active, we've established healthy relationships, creating a viable means for people from all walks of life, all ages, to grow and share healthy food in a fun and sociable atmosphere, and that's just the beginning of the change.